There was nothing sort of in the works then for post-race?
No, there wasn't at all. No, and in 2000, I thought it was 2006, actually, and I did some research about that film, Return to Glory, and it was 2007 was was my last World Cup race. I thought it was the start of 2006. 2007 Vigo. I had a tickly cough the day we turned up, me and Bertie, we turned up. I was coughing, mate. You know, when you're coughing, and the day before the race, it was bad, and I thought, I ain't going to be able to race here. So I went to the chemist's, or Boots or whatever, and bought a bottle of cough medicine. I didn't really, but it eased the coughing. So I drank an entire bottle of cough medicine, I don't know, in the afternoon. I ended up chatting at this fish tank, man. This fish tank. I was in a restaurant. I couldn't get away from it. Like, people were coming up to me and going, "You all right?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I didn't realise how messed. Then I got my head shaved. I had long hair. Next day, I went to the starter. I got drunk as well, and then I vomited just before the start. I didn't qualify, and that was the only time, as far as I can remember, that I didn't qualify for a World Cup where it was on me, not a mechanical. Mm-hmm. Like, I was always quick enough. And that was it. I was like, done. I didn't go back. And then, as fate would have it, I got a phone call, actually. So I probably would have carried on with those World Cup races that year, but that broke me a bit, not qualifying. But I got a phone call from Red Bull saying, did I want to commentate? Would I be able... So I'd done a bit of stuff for Red Bull. Here's the story, mate, actually, as it goes. MBUK. I had a column for MBUK, you remember, and I wrote a lot of stuff for you. And around that time, MBUK sent me to a gold mine race in Brazil.
Yeah, I remember
Dinas Minas or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
maybe that's Wales. But anyway, so I was in Brazil and I covered this race for MBUK.
Yeah,
and Red Bull were there with Channel 4, and they interviewed me. And the Channel 4 person said, "Oh, he's great on camera. You should use him." So some point after that, I get a phone call saying, did I want to do Red Bull X Fighters, this new freestyle tour with James Cracknell, the Olympic rower? Like, plucked from out of nowhere as well.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, yeah, I'll give it a go. So me and Cracknell ended up in Mexico City hosting X Fighters.
And that was 2007?
2007, I think it was. Yeah. I'm sure it was. Unless it was... I didn't have a year off. I remember that I didn't go any more races. I think it was 2007 I did, and 2008 then the X Fighters came in. And then the maddest thing is that I did X Fighters. I don't think I missed any Red Bull X Fighters. I did them all, mate, for Channel 4 and all these channels. It was like the greatest series. So it was amazing to be
with
around.
That stuff, were you already clued up on what they were doing? Because I mean,
I love motorbikes, but I had to learn all the trick
tricks,
names.
yeah, because that's pretty complicated, right?
Yeah, but it was absolutely
You loved it.
Oh,
did you?
There was nothing. Oh my God! It was like there's nothing like X Fighters. There was nothing like it.
What made it so good then?
Oh, just probably the insane amount of risk. Like, you know, like you can stand it. All of it was just like every X Fighters had a mad story. You went to Texas, you know, and like someone's like Cam's going to do a double backflip for the first time. You imagine seeing something like that. We watched him, you know, in Madrid. We saw it go wrong. Like, you know, and the whole event had to be stopped. It was always like that. Just on the edge. What they were doing was just so insane that you couldn't really believe it. Like, actually, even seeing it every week, it was just too much. And because it was competition freestyle motocross, it progressed and it became gnarly. I mean, it was no getting away from it. I'm not sure it should exist as competition because they pushed so hard. And, and sadly, of course, a lot of people, you know, get hurt or worse. They did. I mean, that's how it was. So, and it was tragic actually what happened with a lot of few riders, of course. But you know, that's the sport. But anyway, at X Fighters in Madrid, I can't remember what year, but getting on towards probably 2008. It must have been end of 2007 or something. I was at a party in Madrid, at one of the Red Bull X Fighters parties, and this bloke comes up to me and he goes, "Oh, you're a big TV host." And I was like, "Well, not really, mate, but I'm just doing this," thinking not at all. And he was like, "But you can do some mountain biking for me." And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, "I just bought the rights to the mountain bike World Cup, and do you want to commentate on it, host it?" And I was like, commentate it was then. And I was like, yeah. So Raymond Delu from Freecaster bought the rights. I honestly met him at that party there by complete chance, and he didn't know I'd ever ridden a mountain bike for at least a year after I'd hosted
No
Freecast.
way.
Yeah, so he thought I was this big TV dude. And then I get in this car, and this dude, I can't remember his name. We go to Slovenia 2008 to Maribor. And anyway, I picked this bloke up, and I'm like, all right, mate, so you're a TV dude, are you? And he looked at me and he went, oh, no, I'm just Raymond's mate. You are the big TV dude. And obviously, I was only co-presenting this stuff with Cracknell. He was the lead, so he was sort of asking me questions. And there was no TV show at this point. It was just commentary. But I remember, I don't drink much, but I had about 6 pints, and I walked into that commentary booth, that first commentary booth. I was wasted, and we did it. And I don't even know if we did it that good, but when I got home, like obviously there'd never been anything like that, really, not like that, not like Freecast, and not with two drunk commentators. Like it'd all been on telly before, but the feedback on Big Pipe was phenomenal. I've got it somewhere, and I was like, people like that, oh my god, because they loved it, and that was the start of that core audience coming into mountain biking, and that was it. That was where it all started, right there. So. Yeah, without MBUK, when I said to you the other day when I come down here, I owe MBUK a lot. I actually do. Like I wouldn't really have anything without this place.